Hello guys, it's Briggsyboy here, welcome back to my channel, and today I have another football matchday vlog for you guys to sit back and enjoy. So we are back with League 2 action. Morecambe travel away to the Scunthorpe Park Stadium this afternoon against a Scunthorpe United side which are yet to get a win this season. So they sit rock bottom on just 1 point. Morecambe on the other hand 20th with 6 points with 1 win and 3 draws. So previous results for both teams. Now Scunthorpe United went away to the Walsall Stadium last weekend where they suffered a 2-0 defeat. Morecambe on the other hand, we of course had that very entertaining 2-2 draw against new boys Salford City. So going into today's game then, my score prediction, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think when you take a look at the defeats that Scunthorpe United have suffered this season, they've only actually been conceding 1-2 goals and just not scoring at the other end. Now it is a funny one because they do have plenty of talented players on their books, but for whatever reason they just haven't gelled well as a squad this season. They haven't got going, and as I say, a lot of pressure will be on them to start turning these losses into 3 points and to really kickstart this season. Okay, so here we go with a visual representation of the lineup that I've chosen for today's game. We've gone with that 3-5-2 formation, so Roach in goal there. Lavelle, Old and Sutter make up the 3 centre-backs of that 3 in defence. Now we have Tanner and Conlon as the right and left wing back, so the onus will be on them with the 3-5-2, there's no doubt about it. They obviously sort of do the defensive duties, but then they're also covering the positions at times where a right and left mid usually would slot into. Now, I've made a change here because I've gone with Brewitt and Tutt as the 2 centre mids. I think this is the sort of game to bring Brewitt in. You know, he played at Macclesfield and he did have a pretty decent game. Why not bring him back in for this one? Tutt is just a workhorse, you know, he keeps working. Whether it's the first minute or the 90th, you never see him slow down. O'Sullivan we've gone with as the cam, who will be playing just behind Miller and Alessandra as the 2 strikers in this formation. I've gone with Miller and Alessandra getting a good little goal scoring partnership going on now after the Salford game. Alessandra's on 5 goals. Miller opened his account in the last game, which I'm really pleased for him for. You know, it's good to see him firing on all cylinders. Right, so then that is all our pre-match introduction done for the Scunthorpe away trip. I'm looking forward to this one. Another ground to tick off the 92. So let's head off to the Globe Arena then, where we will then get the coach over to Scunthorpe United for what is the makings of a very good game this afternoon. So then at half-time, Morecambe found themselves trailing 3-0 by Scunthorpe United. The first, which came from the penalty spot, was converted by Proctor. That was on the 25-minute mark. Then Kevin Van Veen doubled the lead to make it 2 after 33 minutes before finally a third was scored by Lund. Just past 40 minutes, making it 3-0 at half-time, and that did make for pretty grim reading. 2 points that I would make from the first half, though, is that I did think Barry Roach did make some really good saves. You know, he tipped one onto the post, a couple went out for corners, and he did actually save the original spot kick from Proctor. It was the rebound that went in, which made it 1-0. I think Tanner as well did do well in the first half on the right-hand side. He started off. Second half he moved to the left, but again, you can see that quality that he's got there, coming from United, on loan of course, and I do like him. I think he always looks to drive forward. He's a playmaker. He does a lot of pass and move. and he did have a pretty good game. So there was a double change at half-time. That was to bring on Buxton and Cole Stockton and take away Sutton and Cranston. So we changed to 4 at the back. We did have 2 or 3 shots quite early doors in the second half that were on target, a couple testing the keeper. You know, we did get a few corners out of it and stuff like that, but we just couldn't seem to find the net for whatever reason this afternoon. The biggest chance of the second half came within the last few minutes, really, where the referee did point to the penalty spot. There was another questionable decision where perhaps we could have got one earlier on when another player was brought down, but Stockton was brought down in the last few minutes. The ref did point to the spot, and with that opportunity to try and get a goal back to make it 3-1, so it was Buxton that stepped up to take the penalty. So the ref then blew for full time, and a frustrating game ended 3-0 to the home side Scunthorpe United. And if we just take a look at the changes that result made to the league table, there has been a bit of movement really from the other teams around us with the results that they've got and so on. So this is how it looks at this moment in time. As you can see, Morecambe dropped a few places, as did Stevenage. Scunthorpe has rised a place. And with the results that Oldham and Walsall got as well, they are still fairly close to the drop zone. So let's get the post-match thoughts from Morecambe manager Jim Bentley after that 3-0 defeat to Scunthorpe United.
It was a poor performance by us, no question about it. I thought we were okay for 20 minutes or so. When you get 2 teams that are struggling defensively, like ourselves and Scunthorpe have been, you know, the confidence, the momentum. You know, I don't think I've seen so much of a swing in, you know, feel-good factor after the goal. Goals do change games, but today, you know, we've given them a penalty, they've put it away. One thing, the proper, you know, I can't get my head down. I've mentioned it a couple of years ago. I mean, you know, if you don't back your goalkeeper to save the penalty, you may as well all go and stand on the halfway line and wait for the kick-off. But Barry's done great, saved it. We've only got one player reacting to go in, and the player gets a tap in. So, really disappointed with that. You know, they're basic things then. You know, if you're going to line up, yeah, all right, we can look where the penalties come from, and, you know, there'll be blame. But certainly, back your keeper, and Baz being one of the best in the division at saving penalties, and his record of saving penalties, you know, you got to back him and get in and try and get yourself on the rebound. So that was disappointing. But after that, I thought, well, before that, I thought we were on top. I thought there was a nervous edge about Scunthorpe. I thought the crowd were waiting. And then obviously goals change games, and their momentum went up 15-20%. Ours went 15-20% down. We lacked a bit of backbone for me, and we give them, you know, they'll look upon it as good play and things like that. But again, rebounds, you know, doing the right things, tracking runners, blocking shots. You know, if they do get through and the keeper saves it, getting around your keeper, clearing your lines. And suddenly Van Veen up front and Proctor look, you know, top notch. They are good players. They've got a good squad here. You know, whatever's happens. But on paper, they're a very experienced, strong squad. And after that, they steamrolled us all first half. You know, we were lucky to come in. We've had little bits and pieces, a couple of opportunities, 1 or 2 to take the lead, which could have been a different story. But we found ourselves 3-0 down. I said to the players at half time, for me, being totally honest, that was a sackable performance as a manager. And on that, you know, I'd expect, you know, it was a sackable performance. To come away against the team that are struggling and to give them 3 goals and could have been more, you know, really disappointing. But we've made a couple of changes. We've gone out second half. We've had good chances. We needed to get the next goal. We've had great opportunities to get it. We haven't done it. They've threatened the other end, you know, to make it 4. You know, we've had probably the better chances second half. Certainly with Louis Alexander's one, Cole Stockton saved. And ultimately, you get the penalty at the end. You know, Bucko scored. Well, he hasn't missed one in his career. So we've been looking, searching for a regular penalty taker, and you know, he's come onto the pitch and he's took it. We've missed it. You know, that would have just clawed back a little bit of consolation. So really disappointed. 3-0 away. It's a big week for us. We're playing 2 teams now. We're right in and around us. We've got to make sure that we bounce back, because if we don't, it's going to be difficult. We've been here before. We know what it's about. We've got to keep calm. We've got to show a reaction. We got a reaction second half today. I still think there was a couple of positive performances with certain players, but overall not acceptable, and a bad day at the office for us.
Yes, so now we move on to two very crucial games coming up in the next week. So we have Walsall at home, of course, on the Tuesday night at the Globe Arena. Again, like I say, a team near us in the league. It's those sort of games that we do need to be winning. We then have Oldham away at Boundary Park, which does have the makings of a very tasty game as well on the Saturday. So that'll be another visit there for me. Second time going, good ground. Good home fans. It's going to have a good atmosphere to it. Hopefully we'll bring in our numbers as well. No doubt a big week up ahead for Morecambe, but I'm sure that we will prevail and get some good results in the next two matches. But if you have enjoyed this video, of course, make sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you for the next one, which will be Oldham away on Saturday the 21st. I'll see you then.